I would quote statement ravaigara vakataura zvakanyanya, because most of the things even zvando apply muupenyu wangu are some of the things that I used to hear him say. Hanzi chakapenga music yauri kugadzira iwewe, you are still the same person. My real name is Ashton Tapiwa Nyahora. I'm not even called Mbeu. Mbeu is just I would say nickname yakauya through a first song and ndakatanga kucreate studio yainzi Mbeu. But we tend to forget that. Chakapenga music, because there's nothing apana chinochinja. I'm still the same person 110 years ago.
MasterMind Podcast.
In real life, I'm not happy 247.
But if you know me and I don't know you, to you, I am a celebrity.
There is always a reason to love. People that say they love unconditionally for no reason, it's a big lie.
MasterMind Podcast.
A show where we give you nothing but nuggets. Greetings, guys, and tinokuchingamidzai pashow yenyu, the MasterMind Podcast. And on this show, guys, you know it, kuti isusu, we specialize in giving you life nuggets. And nhasi rimwe zuva zvakare ratiri kuda kuti tinge tichikuudzai zvinhu zvamunofarira kunzwa, muchiona vanhu venyu vamunofarira kuona. And zuva ranhasi we are privileged to have one of the best vocals, I would like to say, in personally, that we have in Zimbabwe. And this is none other than Mbeu.
I'm so happy to be here. I've always wanted to be on your show, and I'm happy to have been shades word to come here.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for finally coming. Unoziva kuti ndandichudza producer wangu kuti Mbeu ndaitomudo pashow kwenguva yakareba.
This is one of the biggest podcasts ever. I enjoy your shows big time, and I love the way you interact with these artists. And I've always said to my team, we should go there. We should be part of that. It's big. You're doing a great job.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the compliments, Mbeu. And let's get straight into the business of today. Mbeu, we want to talk about consistency. We want to talk about kuramba munhu uri original mu music industry in Zimbabwe, because you are one of the artists vekuti I'm sure the viewers and everyone, most people in Zimbabwe can give credit kuti you have remained consistent to your sound.
I'm humbled.
Despite the fact yekuti kune mamwe mazhonre yekuti kunogona kunzi kwaya imwe zhonre yakati iri kupisa, kwanzi kwaya imwe zhonre yakati iri kupisa, but you have remained original. You have been consistent all these years. Chii chinoita kuti urambe uri consistent kudaro?
Yeah, I think we should rewind back to where I started off, because I started off my musical career at Pakarepai Art Center.
Yes, yeah.
I was nurtured and groomed by the late legendary Dr. Oliver Mtukudzi. So mukukura kwandaita ndiri ikoko, because I grew up in a small town called Norton, ndokwaiva Pakarepai. Taiva because ndichikura ndaiva munhu aiteerera music yakasiyana siyana. I used to listen to different types of genres, whether reggae, raga, hip hop and the likes. So being young at that age, pandakazotanga kuita music professionally, there were my stumbling blocks ahead of me, like mdara zvinhu zvavaiona, just be original, be proud of who you are. As you can see, kuti music yangu yakawanda, I usually sing in different languages, but mainly Shona. I'm really good at expressing myself in my mother language, because I'm African and I'm proud to be that. So zvimwe zvezvinhu zvataidzidziswa even tiri ikoko, because be original, be yourself, and that's how, because kunzoko vanhu vari kunze vanoda kunzwa music iri original, vanoda, because there's no point in me trying to be Chris Brown, yet ariko Chris Brown wacho. And for us, my youths, my artists were chidiki panguva iyoyo, because Pakarepai there were so many artists that were there. It was just not me. Taida kutry kuda kutaka sound, vamwe vaitoda kutry kusound wange mdara mtuku, and the likes. But iye vaigara vachiti no, there's no better you than you, there's no better you than you. be original. Those are of course, the pressures now. The world is going digital and things are changing every day. Last year, hip hop was dominating so much in Zimbabwe. The previous years, there was Zim Danso and the likes. But I believe there is space for every genre. That's what has kept me ndirambe ndichimba afro fusion. I know even watch I fuse and this moon boxed in one genre per se, but afro fusion I always try to relate to the younger generation and also the older generation, even though most of my fans are the older generation because of my guitar mostly and afro fusion music. But I always try to put a balance because at the end of the day the world is changing and we have to not change per se but adapt to the change. So that's what has kept me to relevance for quite all this time. It's because of the fact I'm a person asingarasi zvekare nekuti kwaane zvemazuva ano. Even if you take a look at the music and don't personally, mfoni mangu you can see munana Thomas Mapfumo, Leonard Dembo, James Chimombe and the likes, and then unongona kuti una even music vari kuno izvezvi vari kuita manzi izvozvi vanenge varimo zvekare. So I just try to put a balance kuti ndinge ndiri ungori well informed usazonyosara kumashure sterek futi.
And talking of the legend Baba Oliver Mtukudzi, I had one interview yao achishawa ma praises on you zvakanyanya. Vanhu munhu waisimbisa. How was your relationship with him?
I would say it was a very close relationship because what got me closer kuna Mdara was kuti when I joined Pakarepai, ndatopedza my O levels. So like my parents passed away when I was young, I would say, Form 1 and stuff. So when I joined Pakarepai was not more like a place here in Ngosangana artist. It was more like a home because right title was even though the whole purpose of the art center was to promote arts. Chavari chekutanga chavenyo kuti frontira pamberi was white hunu. Iwe munane hunu pavanhu. Ingonzi rikamfana kari boso ndo ma statement avaigara vachitaura. I always say it on all my interviews. So munhu ainyanya kuda kuti tirambe tiri grounded because obviously ne experience vainayo yese and semunhu akatanga, imagine munhu akatanga music tisati tatombofunga kuti tichazvarwa isusu. He had seen a lot. And the music industry nezvakawanda. Imagine especially nyaya dzefame. I've seen a lot of artists, especially the side of the continent. We struggle so much to handle fame. Once you're popular, you think the world is under your feet. And forgetting. Saka ivo vaigara vachizotudza no. I would quote statement ravaigara vakataura zvakanyanya because most of the things even zvando apply muupenyu wangu are some of the things that I used to hear him say. Hansi chakapenga in music yauri kugadzira iwewe you are still the same person. My real name is Ashton Tapiwa Nyahora. I'm not even called Mbeu. Mbeu is just I would say nickname yakauya through a first song and ndakatanga kucreate studio yainzi Mbeu. But we tend to forget that kuti chakapenga in music because there's nothing apana chinochinja. I'm still the same person 110 years ago. Of course ndanema lessons andadzidza nechi, but I'm still the same person. Saka striking that balance as my artist, we struggle so much. Even kwandiri I've faced my obstacles akawanda akadaro because zimenguwa you get on stage and women are screaming and you're like I'm the man, forgetting you know what chakapenga in music yatugadzira isusu we are still the same people. So ndo ma grounds ataka nechwa nawe yekunzi just be just be you and don't try too much, don't try to put too much effort as if you are special kudarika vamwe because we are all the same and we are all human beings.
And speaking on consistency, Mbeu, sekutaura kwandaita patatanga show kuti you have been one of the artists who have been consistent.
Thank you.
And there are so many hardships now, even my economic hardships chao ekuti unogona kungoti but nini tinotogona kaizvizvi, why can't I just leave music? ndite zheti riri kunenge riri kutofaya
Tobhadhara, yeah.
saka iwo chii chaunoti iwo conviction yako chaiyo yekuti unobva wangoramba uchingoti hai inini kamanaka come rain come thunder ndiri kuramba ndichiita zvemusic?
Yeah, it's a good question, Ovunza, because as you've said, Kuti, Bakawanda, I've seen so many artists, including myself, who have faced my obstacles. At times, even the world at large, economically things are not really moving in the right direction. Saka, at times you unosvika pane stumbling block ekuti pana pasangandodii, because as you can see vanhu vakawanda kuti mazuva magitara habhadhare kana zvazodii. But for me the greatest lesson ndakaridzidza, especially that year pakauya COVID-19, because as artists we were just used to living here, not hand to mouth. We do gigs, we do shows, we get money and the likes, but we don't invest. So it really made me see things to a greater extent. You know what? It's not just about me, because I'm a full-time musician. I've always been a full-time musician. Okay. But I learned to know, you can have side hustles, you can do other businesses, you can invest. As you can see, even when I'm in America, my economies are going to flourish. Those guys, they brand shoes, they brand my clothing lines and the likes. It's not because of that's how you can expand your music business. Even my branding, my clothing lines and the likes. You can still do other businesses, but yet pursuing music. So even for me, musicians, because most of the times, especially when I go on social media, I'm so heartbroken when I see kana a post yakanyora unzi Mbeu azorwara saka batanidzewo madola awane mari yekuenda kuchipatara, and for me I was like, how can we move past that? Because as you can see, inyaya dzinotanga izvozvi dzakatanga even before that. Madhara edu vamwe vakatanga music kare, you'd see them vakanyora nape kugara zvazodii. So I encourage most of my artists kuti let's invest, let's ikakamari kadhora kaunowanika, because at times when money comes, it doesn't come in thousands. You can just get maybe $5 and then you invest mari twako uchiseveredza mari twako, invest in other businesses. Especially COVID ndo yakandidzidzisa kudaro. I saw, what, of course music sometimes my opportunities abude panguva imwe chete. Mumwe anoputika after 5 years, mumwe anoputika the first year, mumwe anoputika the first song.
That's true.
Mumwe anoputika after 40 years zvanana mudhara tiri kuziya. Saka at times we have to capitalize and utilize on investing in other businesses. Dzinoita kuti at least ukwanise kungoshengeta mhuri kana kuti ungoshizviriritirawo iwe.
Kwanisa iwe. But how do you I understand you unoimba afro fusion.
Yes.
Iri say in that genre, are people really accepting the genre, and iri kukura here? Ine ma-artists akawanda here arimo mairi?
Yeah, I would say the genre iri kukura big time, but I would say ine ma challenges ayo. Music dzemagitare dzakaomera pakutoti first and foremost iwewe pachezvako, because like when I started off my career in 2010, that was when I joined Pakare Paye. Ndakudonzi Mbeu hangu, but Mbeu and the Modzi tribe as a brand rakazonatsuta officialize in 2015. Okay. Because Panandri Pakare Paye was part of a group Rainzi Chete. So the most difficult part is kuti iwewe as in especially Afrofusion music kuti uno appeal kune, because inonyotererwa ne the mature crowd, because the mature music for the mature people and the likes. But you have to invest more in yourself before you start trying to sell yourself out there, because there's competition. What made me need to say I want to do Afrofusion was kuti in the year 2013 ndakaenda ku Starbright. There was this auditions aitwa my vocalist in Zimbabwe and stuff, and the musicians vaizowiniswa a prize and the likes, and ndakapinda mu top 40, the best vocalist in Zimbabwe, and then takazobudira mu top 20, matakazobviswa tese tiri 20 pa 40 apa pakasara 20 mangwari. But I think that's the year akawina Brian Kadengu, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Yeah. So what made me kuti disqualify pa 20 vakabuda was kuti I had no instrument and I did. And I was like, I have the vocal and the likes, but sure pandakazvitarisa ndakanazona kuti sure yona munhu ane vocal. Of course my vocals are afanane. You know, people are different. They can never be another Mbeu. They can never be another Oliver Mtukudzi. They can never be another Japraiser, you know. Weona munhu ari kuridza ari kuimba unzi munhu anoimba uyu but ane instrument rikuita sei riri kumucompliment whether igitari whether imbira, you know. Saka I was hurt pandakabudiswa and I was like no man but ndinoimba inini. And I remember ndiri mubhazi ndichidzokera kusi andaenda kubootcamp kumasvika day. I was so disappointed, man. I was like I'm so disappointed. But I when I got back ndakanoona mudhara dzaitoseka kanzi madiko kwakaoma kunzo kwakaoma kanzi no. What I've always been telling you all these years, there was a point you used to tell us that story I think 1,000 times. Ini ndakambosiwa neband and apana ndine very important ora ndaifana kuenda and handisina kana gitara ndaigona kuridza. That's what pushed me to play the guitar. So fortunately for me, that event is the event pandakabva ndati I need to have something chandinoridza, you know, that compliments me. Kana band richizouya rinouya richinonocomplimenta inini wacho neinstrument yangu. So it helped me a lot kuti ndikwanise kunge ndichiestablisha my roots as an afro fusion artist. And now diversity is a problem kwandiri because, you know, when I look at it now, I can sing any genre. I can even sing Zurumba Pfana Amazon. I can even do hip hop. I can do anything. The sky is the limit. And like I said, I don't want to box myself in one. Ndosaka ona ndakakwanisa ma collaborations evanhu vano ndakaita nawo ma collaborations. There are different people. And Japraiser, he's got his own music. Mambo Duterere, he's got his own music. Freeman, he's got his own music. Jazz Signal, he's got his own music. And Nimurizo, he's got his own music. Saka pavanhu vese have always been, of course we learn a thing or two. That's the good thing about my collaborations. But for Afrofusion music, I would encourage munhu kuti kana paine any artist, upcoming artist arida kushingirira mu Afrofusion, invest in having an instrument anoridza. Even ndikasata guitar, even ndikaita mbira, even ndikaita any instrument anofila kuti ndira kuridza, go for it. It chinokucomplement and chinokubatidza kuti ungochikwanisa kuti sei
progress. Okay. And then let's come to music. How do you compose? Do you compose all your songs or nobatsirwa pakunyora nevamwe?
Yeah.
And
the kind of a person I wandiri, I'll tell you, and this one very selfish per se. I write my music, but I also allow other guys to write for me. Okay. Yeah, even when it comes to arranging, the last album randakaita rinonzi Nanzva, right? In terms of arrangements in my instruments, because the band Randinaro, we're like a family. So we would sit down and say, okay, this is how song yakadai. But how do you guys think? How do you think we should go about it? So I'm somebody who likes working with team yangu close up put what I todi. I wouldn't take credit of anything, even my previous projects and later in the past. You know, I've got my songs mangwakawande utai gonna ronyorwa kana ne band member. My songs do so even now, of course we learn, but my album covers album cover angure the last album randa pesa robudisa renzi Nanzva. Randa kabudisa I think last year but one. Renema ndoita ma accreditation yevanhu vanenge vakaita sei vakaisa ma inputs nekudi. It really helps me kuti ndinge ndichi expand because I know kuti anzi chara chimwe achitswanyainda.
Tiri pa chara chimwe chisingatswanyainda ipapo. You mentioned kuti you were groomed, like the legend vakaisa input pa music, okay?
Yes.
Yeah,
so much.
Do you see yourself as someone who is also grooming upcoming artists? Because I can't say you're an upcoming artist because you've been there for some time now. Yeah. But do you also look kutariso kuti ndodo kugruma talent that you have seen that you?
Yes, I have a couple of musicians apinda nemoko angu who are now doing their own things, more than 5 or 10 per se. I wouldn't count these ones kwanza kuti uyo na uyo, but I have a couple of artists vakapinda nemoko mangu who are doing quite well now. And even paband rangu, like this year what happened is kuti I encountered a fatal accident mswa 1 January. Unfortunately, I almost died, you know. So the band nandine mabookings nandinawana ndakadobukwa for 2025 already. The 1st of January. Yeah, it was so sudden, just like that. So like I said, kuti paband pangu, even when I do shows, sometimes ndogona kusvikapo band ratotanga kuridza kudhara kuti mufana vanoridza, vamwe vanorova mbira, vamwe vanorova magitara, vanodii, vanotoshaura, vanotoimba zvekutoti kana munhu unoti uri kuiteiko kuband kwambe kutanga rako band, you know. So what happened was kuti when I was in hospital, because I stayed in hospital for a couple of weeks, and those guys were doing shows. But show ya Mbeu, but the guys were going and delivering. Because I couldn't perform, I was in hospital. So ndine vapana vakawanda who are under my wings, vari kupusha zvakanyanya. Even if you go to my social media platforms, I usually post uyanonzi ningi vandiri kupushawo. Vamwe vakatangawo mabhend avo vakatoenda vakaenda vari kutoflorisha vari kuenda. Even at times, sometimes they come back. Let's do collaborations. We do collaborations. Even varipo vacho ivava, I do collaborations now, pushing by all means and ndokwanisa kuti ndinge ndichivabatsira, because as you know, kuti being a musician, the toughest thing, even mazuva paiva namtukudzi, you know, sometimes I remember, especially my first days andakajoina pakare pai, we would see him maybe 4 or 3 times a year. You know, you would be on tour. For 4 months or 6 months, you know. Saka sometimes chinozotibata nje kuti for me kuti ndinatsocommit anditi okay fine, I'm fully committing in wanting to groom my artist. It's not something chikuti chiri like a first priority, because I'm still in the verge of discovering myself too. I remember I only have got 5 albums to my name and probably a couple of my singles like I do one day, but I still have a long way to go. I believe I'm still learning, and I love working with especially my fellow artists. How are they doing this? Even my docents are now, I ask, what do you think? That's how I've managed to make music, last time.
Yeah, true. Yeah, tichitaura panyaya yemusic last time papa, because there are some songs like atiri kunzwa mazano, like inogona kungotrenda for 2 months or even 6 months.
Even 6 months, yeah.
And then totozongoikanganwa.
Yakatrenda 2024, 25 ichingosvika kusisini.
What's the difference? Chinoita kuti music imwe ilaste kudaro, yekuti izvezvo ukanzwa kana song ema ndiyakudhara ndakambonzwa muchiperforma.
Yeah. I did my own version. It was originally done by James Chimombe.
Yeah. So chinoita kuti song izolasta kudaro. Imwe itogona kungoinzwa tovati totojamba maspika, but yozongodi
yozongopera. I think it goes back panya, especially the lyrical depth. It's not all about kuti tifana ngechimba zvinhu zvine musoro kuti izodai, but you know, ukatasa mazuano chinhu chiri kuita kuti vanhu vade kutrenda stereo when you sing, especially vulgar or something that you think kuti chinogona kungoentiza vanhu zve2 minutes, nogona kutotrenda. But at the end of the day, for you to be listening to that song for the next coming 4 years, you can't, because it's something chingori panguva chakagadzirwa nguva iyoyo. Yeah, I wouldn't say kuti chinhu chinoda kuti magitari kana kuti music ilast magitari kana kuti chi, but inini I always try to remain original, because of course I'm proud of being African and I want to export Zimbabwean music out there. I know kuti right now I'm proud of, you know, what these other cats are doing. Like there's hip hop and they're singing their hip hop in Shona and the likes. It draws some kind of attention, and I love that. Because at the end of the day, I think as we take Afrofusion.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, so let's just try to put in some of the elements that represent our African feel. I've seen my artists even Mbira putting in my African instruments, ngoma and the likes. Because those things, when you go outside Africa, you don't see those things. You see, so they are eager to know, okay, what is Africa all about? And that's why we are here. I'm here to tell my story from the African side.
That's really nice, and that's profound. And thank you for telling the African story, the Zimbabwean story.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, we appreciate that. But Mbeu, before you go, ende ndikakunetsa pamberi pemaviewers avo pamwe unogona kungondinyarawo.
I think chatongokunyara bwana.
Saka tinoti ungondireroka ngopana kangasonga nonzi mavanga so.
Mavanga.
Katoti ungotirero mbichana. I know kuti zvinobhadha hazviitwe mahara zvinhu.
Apa uswafadza producer wako.
Ndaitira producer wangu because Zoli anoida song iyoyi kuti anzwe kuti. Yeah.
Handiwo upenyu wandaishuwira kane kudawo kupemane kukumbira handizo zvandayidawo wavangandinawo andina kumakumbirawo maronda andinawo andina kuzvitsvakirawo ndakaenda kuchikoro ndichiti ndaitaoka zvine musoro pasi harina zororo ipfururumbwi utsi hwegororo akandazokaima ndiri muchitorongo ndatemerwa usiri wangu mutongo jambwa rachora ndimomotera pamongo ndaverombe handichisina chishongo handiwo upenyu hwandaishuwira kane kudawo kupema nekukumbira handizo zvandayidawo mavanga ndinawo andina kumakumbirawo maronda andinawo andina kuzvitsvakirawo zvizhinji zvandinonamatirawo samatenga ndimi mogava ndinoturirawo uchenjeri nemazano ndimi munazo mumatope azeremidzwa daima ndinyururawo.
Wow,
Yeah.
wow. Zoli, I'm sure wasipagwa kwauri.
Atotano papara.
Yeah, wow. Saka mumabhawa hamusi kuchemedza vanhu here umu. Because song yakadai isong inotoita kunge muchechi ka. Isong inotoita kunge inotopinza mumweya chaimo chaimo.
You know, I try to strike a balance because munhu kana achinga auya kubhawa. You know, pamwe atobva asiyawo nhamu dzake kumba and you have to make sure kuti you know paanobva kubhawa anobvawo spirit yake iri lifted up. But of course, you know, the purpose of music is to heal the person's heart. Of course, we bring in joy, we try to revive even my memories. Some people come to me and say, hey, Songi, gore rakati, you know, ndaiterera every day I was going through this or whatever. But for me, Nini, the most important thing is good. Kana chikwanza kuapila kuapply muupenyu hwevanhu because chinondinspire kunyora music. It's my surroundings, the way I grew up, zvandinoona every day on a day-to-day basis. Saka kana zvichapila muupenyu hwevanhu, I'm really happy and I'm humbled and I'm honored. Sometimes unotoapila kwandiri.
Handiti ka. Yeah, so guys, today Tangatina Mbeu, and I'm sure you guys, you can agree with me kuti tawana a lot of information from what you are saying, and tavatapo live performance
Mariachi
because tapuwa zvinhu zvinodhura chaizvo but tawana nekungoona chete guys. So Mbeu, I really want to thank you for your time. I really want to thank you for, you know, for the opportunity that you have given us. And we do not take it lightly, Kunoko MasterMind Podcast.
Thank you so much. You guys are the best. The next time ngakasaveke kutanga nekupedzisira
and next time tinoita kuda kuDubai chaiwo.
Amtonyeba tinotoda kutoya Dubai. It's one of the places that I always wanted to be. I want to go there and perform for these guys there.
That's really amazing. Yeah. That's really amazing. So guys, that is it for today, and we want to thank you guys for everything. We want to thank you for the subscriptions, for watching the show, for sharing and everything that you are doing. And that is it for today. Until next time, goodbye.